am I with? As always, Joseph Huggie, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 121. Secret NYC tunnels? Welcome to the underground, motherfuckers. Okay, no cap, no cap.
No cap?
No cap. Off the top rope right now. 20 minutes ago. Right before. So we start recording 8:30 p.m. Pacific. At 8:10 Pacific, I'm at the A to Z Smoke Shop, Camarillo. Shout them out. Talking to the proprietor.
Right.
He's like asking me, how my day was going. Said I'm about to record this little pity podcast that 45 different countries listen to. Hey. And then he asked me about like what it was about. I told him like we do therapy questions and then we do current events. And he goes, hey, you know what's been blowing up on my Twitter, or I guess what you call it is X, that you guys should talk about? It's like that there's supposedly like these secret tunnels in New York. And I was like, that's so funny and I pulled up the notes. And I was like, already in the notes.
Yeah, dude.
And he was
mind
like,
blowing.
oh, he's like, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like,
it's fucking wild. I mean, pulling it.
This is the first I've ever heard about it.
Yeah, it hasn't been covered. It hasn't been covered that much. But we'll get into it. I don't want to jump ahead.
Are you surprised? Yeah, I guess let's not jump
Well, ahead. Yeah, and I mean X. I had it pulled up on X, and I'm like, I don't know if I could even show all of this stuff on X because there's so much crazy, like stereotypes and all sorts of bad things that are being put out there. So like it's an ongoing. What I'd say is it's an ongoing investigation, and we'll just get into it later. But I don't know how you can't not talk about it.
Yeah, just tease it.
There's two things. There's that and some wild shit going down in Ecuador. There's been some wild shit going on.
When is there not?
Yeah, I know, but like really wild.
Shout out to Super Producer. He's Ecuadorian.
Okay, shout out. How is Super Produced, man?
He's hanging in there.
He should come on sometime. He should guest spot.
Yeah, maybe 125.
I'm down. That's what I'm saying. Super Producer's chill.
Yeah. Because that like 125 might be your 100th episode.
Something like that. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So real quick, did I talk about the bounty tournament that I was in?
No.
Okay. So I've talked about this like with some people off air, but there's a tournament. It's a $2.20 tournament. So the 20 cents goes to the house, but it's a mystery bounty. So most of the $2 goes into the bounty system, and then part of the $2, like 60 cents or 40 cents, goes into the prize pool. So basically, if you take somebody out, you get whatever bounties on their head. Now there's like normal ones that were like they're progressive, where it's like you buy in $5, $2.50 is a bounty on your head.
Yeah.
You take them out, you get half of that immediately, and the other half gets added to your bounty.
Okay.
And so that's one way, but this is a mystery one. So your boy, remind you, $2. So like a lot of the bounties are like 66 cents,
Yeah.
And they're not progressive. You just one person, one bounty, but they can be crazy. I didn't make the money at all, but I made $47 taking out people in the tournament. That's how many people I took out in the tournament was 40.
That's like 40. Weird.
Isn't that insane?
So that's like
just crushing people.
That's like playing Fortnite and getting like credit, like getting kills in Fortnite. So it's like, oh, I didn't win, but I was top 5. I didn't win the win, but I had like 12 kills. Like, damn, that's pretty good.
$47. If you added up all of because only the top 4 got paid. If you added it all up, it wasn't $47. First, second, third, and fourth together was not $47.
Wow, so big come up. Shout out again. Rounders, the back tables, the dice halls.
It's a whole different type of game.
The back alleys out there doing his.
You got to go up early. You got to get up early, and that way you have more chips than the next person. So every time, and you're putting them all in, you get the bounty, because you have the chips. And then it just now and then it just progresses. It's like America, baby. Once you have money, it's easy to make more money. Once you have the chips and a mystery bounty, it's easy to make more. I took out one motherfucker, $20,
Damn.
just him.
Damn. Bounty on his head, dude. You're out
Yeah,
there fucking
but that was the only
Django
$20
fed,
one.
dude. You're
That was the only $20 one. The rest were $5 or less. So I still got the $27 with just slaying people.
going into it like Boba Fett, dude. King of the
Ooh.
King of the underworld.
Ooh,
Let's
up in
go.
the NYC tunnels like a ninja turtle.
See, I need to come out there and come play cards with you. That'd just be fun. Especially if I bought it for like 100 or 200 bucks. Well, 100 at a time. I
Right.
went there for a bit. That'd be fun. They'd probably take some of my money, but it'd be fun.
Yeah, well, there's multiple tables, so it'd be cool. It would probably be cooler if we weren't even at the
At the
same
same
table.
table, and we just took breaks together.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you could give me inside scoop. Be like, watch out for that guy. He when
watch out
he
for.
always orders whenever he's bluffing, he orders a shot of JB, like some sort like shit like that. Dude, give me
There
that
is shit
inside.
like that. There is shit like that. I didn't tell the story about. I swear to God, like I thought I was like in a movie. This was like the day that they were giving away the free car, so I was there from like 11 to 6.
Yeah,
um, and I was up like to 400, per use. And I'm just like chilling at the table. Usually I get up and leave, but like I'm waiting for the raffle. Um, and because there was less than 200 people in the raffle, and I actually was 5 hours short of getting two tickets, so I only had one. Because every 100 hours of play, you get one raffle ticket,
yeah.
and I had 195 hours. And one time I was there for 11 hours, but forgot my card, so that would have been it. But and for the truck, they called five different names because the first four weren't there. So there was five chances to get the $70,000 brand new truck. Anyways, so it wasn't me, like Shaggy. But I'm at the table and there's this like Asian guy that I play with a lot, and he's just like short, like over like think like overweight, balding. He wears like a Patagonia vest, and
Yeah.
just to give you like an image. And I swear I was like I was like like pretty high, and then he goes all in, and it's like this big pot, and this other guy's thinking, and he just locks eyes with me. And I'm sorry for the audio, you can't see this, but just for Joseph, he goes, and I'm like, what? And then he just lifts his cards up and shows me he has pocket aces. But it was the craziest, just like this pause, crazy eyes, and then shows me his hand while this other guy's thinking. And then he's like, and he puts it down. The guy calls, he like flips it over, he wins, and he's just like, ha 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 ha. And it was just like, God damn, dude, I thought I was like in a Kill Bill volume like 3 or
Yeah,
something.
that's some wild shit.
Like
Yeah,
it was like,
like a prequel, Kill Bill prequel, dude.
yeah, it was like a zoom in on his face, like with the crazy eyes, like, and he's like, pocket aces, ha 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 ha.
See these Dallas. See, I mean, there all these Dallas card halls. There's always like shooting in Arlington at.
Well, LA, yeah, the commerce, you can definitely get your ass beat or robbed or shot for sure.
Hmm.
This is a nice little card room, I shouldn't be blowing it up so much, but there's high stakes going on, but like like little like drunk people get like upset here and there and get kicked out, but it's like they're kicked out way before anything like really bad even about to happen.
They're like, nah, Frank, you keep bluffing. That's your fifth shot of JB. Get the fuck out of here. You know what happens at 6.
Yeah, there's too many regulars per capacity for it to ever get like too crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's like just the ratio of regulars that won't get crazy will just makes it like almost impossible for something weird to happen.
Yeah, it's like a bar fight happening at Cheers. It's like
Yeah,
no,
it's like,
everybody knows each
yeah.
other. Like
It's like that one guy. That one guy's getting crazy. We'll just get him out of here.
if anybody's gonna get punched, it's Frazier, and he's not fighting back. So
Right.
like, let's just everybody just like.
He's a little light in the loafers.
And Norm's here. Norm will fuck you up, dude.
Oh,
So
Norm's been to
wreck
jail.
you, dude. So
He's been to jail.
Yeah, I'd watch out.
But he got it erased off of his record.
Yeah, he got a pardon. He got a pardon.
That's why he can work for the federal government.
Yeah, he got pardoned. Well, it's not to say informant.
George H.W. Bush.
Like some say snitch, but really what happened was Norm was because he specialized.
Actually, it was a Reagan pardon. It was a Reagan pardon.
Yeah, but he specialized in trafficking. But he ended up, some people tried to take his life.
Nicaragua.
The cops ended up saving his life, and then in turn, they offered him a pardon if he flipped on the guys who tried to kill him, and he did, and then he laid low. New York,
snitch.
Norm.
New York.
Norm.
Is that where they
or
are?
No? Or is it in Boston? Where is it? Where's Cheers? Or is it Chicago? Where's?
I don't know because Frazier moves to Seattle. $1,000. 90210.
Cheers is. I think it's Boston. That's what it looks like.
$1,000 Saved by the Bell.
No way. You still owe me, bro. In fact, I should be coming at you for that with all this. Yeah, it's in Boston. So
Boston. What, you think
Boston.
you're better than me? You think you're better than me because I owe you $1,000 on some 90210 shit?
Yeah, dude, the Peach Pit. It was the Peach Pit.
Yo, we bet $1,000.
You were
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, you were. I mean, we could pull the tape. You were very adamant.
I don't know. You might find that tape's been erased.
And I was like, oh, there's.
You might find that tape's been erased.
No, there's visual evidence of it. But
no, that might be taken down already. It's already been reported to YouTube.
You flagged it.
Copyright. Yeah, I flagged the shit.
You flagged that. Flagged the shit.
COVID.
Misinformation.
COVID R word.
Oh, gee.
I destroyed our entire podcast empire. So
just to save $1,000.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it to him. I call.
Bet.
Yeah, bet. I call. Shit. And the guy, no, don't give me that pocket rocket look. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what my move is now? You know what my move is?
Do you have one?
Whenever, like, if I have, like, the ace high flush.
Yeah.
Some would call it the nut flush. Like, when I have to flip it over, I go, I got D's.
That's pretty good.
D's nuts.
Nuts flush. That's pretty good.
I don't have to say nuts flush.
I used to work and play poker with a guy who'd be like, "Oh, I got the nuts, dude. I got the nuts, bro." Yeah. He used to say that shit all the time. But every hand, everything he had, pair of twos. I got the nuts, bro. I'd be like, "No, you don't, dude. Stop saying that."
Not possible.
At that moment, I was like, "What does that even mean? Why is this guy talking about his nuts all the time?"
It could not be possible. A pair of twos at any time be the nuts.
He just says it.
There's a pair of anything else.
And then if somebody else had something and you're betting, he'd be like, "Oh, bro, does he have the nuts?"
Pocket twos and two twos came out.
Does he have the nuts. Does he have the nuts? Does he have it? Who's got the nuts? I was like, we all do. It's a bunch of
I got these. I got these.
Oh, dude, it used to drive me.
You want to see these?
It used to make me mad.
These nuts.
It makes me so mad. Ugh.
The fact that that's not like said more at poker tables, these nuts, is like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't that Phil Ivy's tagline?
That would be good in like a World Series of like poker or something.
Would.
D's nuts, and then it comes out, and then he goes, "God."
Goody two-shoes.
He's like, "Got him." You have to do the full meme.
Yeah.
Got him.
Think about if like I'm taking people out, like where it's the bounty, where I got $47 worth of people taking people out in a $2 tournament, and every time I'm like, all in. D's nuts.
Yeah, that would be. But
that's like Chris Moneymaker. You could make money on that. Sell shirts.
That would
like
be.
Blacks for Trump would start rooting for me.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Yeah, he got the nuts, man. How could I not? How could I not ride for Mr. Goody? He got nuts." Yeah, Trump.
Like, but he's not black and he doesn't like Trump. Doesn't matter.
Don't matter. He got the nuts, and that's if you got the nuts, that's what matters. Everybody know that. But hey, come on, shit, boy. Blacks for Trump. Woo. 2028.
2028. We haven't even done 24 yet.
He running again. He ain't stopping. He like Jerry Jones. He like the crypt keep. He's like the crypt keeper. He ain't dying. What you talking about? What you talking about? The last
Gonna just roll
crusade.
him out.
The last crusade. That's about Donald Trump looking for a cup of water in the desert. He find it, live forever, man. Everybody know that, man. Come on, man, with that little invisible bridge. Come on, man. You think Harrison Ford?
I heard that. I heard Trump's like Jesus, like where Jesus died for people's sins. Like Trump's, he's taking on like the heat from the federal government so that you don't have to. Is that true?
Maybe, man. I don't know. Well, you tell me.
Oh shit! Jesse's back.
Oh
Jesse
yeah,
Ventura's back.
Back from the Baja.
I didn't realize you could tap in twice within like 5 days. Were you tapped in this whole time?
I'm never not tapped in. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Out here in the Baja, I have all the
Hey,
satellite.
Jesse, before you were doing the dragon out in Vietnam, were you doing any LSD? Were you dropped in?
I got dropped a couple times. It wasn't enjoyable for me, but
Wait, you got dropped?
I told
As a
you.
child?
Got a hand job from Carl Weathers
Oh, yeah, that's right.
on the set of Predator.
Didn't realize
Don't
that he
talk to
dropped
me
you.
about how.
You meant your pants were dropped.
Yeah. He told me to get to the chopper.
Oh, did he?
Then I finished.
Hey, do you think Carl Weathers would get down in our horse semen?
Dude, Carl
Our horse
Weathers.
semen?
All right, sidebar, because I love black.
I'm just saying, do you think he could jerk off a horse?
Probably Carl Weathers, especially
like the
Predator.
No,
Predator.
the
Carl Weathers is a.
Three pump.
He was.
Free and clean.
He's a big dude in Predator, man. They were all pretty
Clean?
yoked. Carl Weathers.
We might not. Is he still alive?
Yeah, Carl Weathers is still, I think.
All right. Well,
But
hit him up.
so there is a whole amazing spectrum where back in the day when there was like American International Films and it was all those blaxploitation movies, they were so good. And not just like Shaft, but movies like Monkey Hustle. It's the actual name of a movie about a group of black guys that like go around and hustle people, and that has a whole funky song. It's like, dude, the Monkey Hustle. It's incredible. Carl Weathers is in like every single one of these movies in his 20s. He's in one movie, I think it might be Monkey Hustle, where he plays a character named Hambone. Like, he's in all of these different blaxploitation movies throughout time as like a muscle guy, or like he's always like some sort of side bad guy character. But Carl Weathers is in like every single blaxploitation movie. So pre-Predator, Carl Weathers was out there. I mean, that's such a bad
Pre-Predator?
that's such a bad title.
No.
That's a bad sentence. Saying when he was pre-Predator.
Before he was a predator.
Before pre-Predator, he was
Before he
was
became
on
a
his
predator.
Pre-Predator, he was on.
Allegedly.
Hold on, pre-Predator, he was on his Monkey Hustle. Allegedly, that sounds terrible.
What about Chris Hansen pre-predator?
I think he was just a run-of-the-mill
Hand jobs?
Dateline NBC guy.
Free and clean hand jobs?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm saying I do.
Well, hold on. Did Jesse get a 3 and clean?
You tell me. No, I mean, Chris Hansen TCAP was probably just, yeah, that's the abbreviation for the show, TCAP.
TCAP, no cap.
Was probably just, he's a run-of-the-mill Dateline NBC guy, which is probably a good job. That was probably a really good job. So he was reporting on stuff like,
And he started milking it. He started milking
well, no,
it.
I was gonna say Balloon Boy, but I guess Balloon Boy was post TCAP. TCAP was early. That's like the beginning. That's when everybody's parents watched like Dateline in 2020 on a Friday night at midnight or at 9 o'clock, whenever the fuck it came on. They'd sit there and watch it, and it was like, people are trying to lure your kids with yo-yos, and they'd be like, stay away from the yo-yo man at school this week. You're like, what the fuck, bro? I'm just trying to get a fireball. Like, chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Trying to get me a saber wing, dog, or something like that, dude.
Put it in a little fucking
cradle. Electric.
A little cradle.
Roller that coaster, dog. Get out of my face, mom.
Walk the dog.
I wanted to be percussion in band, and you made me pick the oboe.
Now they call me a homo. This is 2000.
Yeah, I was to say, okay.
Just trying to keep it relevant.
It's period piece. All right,
Period piece.
there.
I mean, with the yo-yos,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I knew what time you were
Dude,
talking.
Yo-Yo Man crushes though, and that was like
Oh
our,
yeah.
that
Oh
was
yeah.
that was like a
Get the
cult.
cash out.
If yo-yos were a cult, I mean, they were on the cusp of having all of us once a year. If they came by like 2 or 3 times a year,
Fuck.
the yo-yo scene in America would be like the competitive yo-yo people we see that like
Well, it's
compete
immediately
like in
whoever
Asia
is
and
the best
international.
at the yo-yo is now the coolest kid in the school.
Yeah, if you could do the most tricks, there was kids that
Right.
weren't cool who got a yo-yo and could learn tricks, and it was like that was their break into the social circle
Boom.
in like
And
third, fourth grade. It was like, yo,
sticky.
dude, yeah, dude, like you got no, no. It's like, man, you that was pretty sick. Like you should come over and do yo-yo shit after school. And they're like, hell yeah, bro. Like the next thing you know, you're in the yo-yo
The
crew.
next thing you know, you're doing heroin.
Yeah, it's true. That's very
Gateway.
very
It's a gateway.
very South Lake,
Yep.
close to home. Damn.
Welcome. That hurt.
But sometimes humor is
The best
a
way.
great is the best way to cope. So yes, ouch. But haha.
Ouch.
Get in.
Therapy question number 1.
Let's go.
My mom said that she was in the hospital recently because my dad goes to the hospital a lot. And she heard a nurse ask another nurse this question: would you rather have pink eye or lice?
Pink eye or lice? Probably pink eye.
Same.
Because pink eye is fairly common. People are like, I
Yeah.
got pink eye, and you can be like, quit
I've
letting.
never had lice.
You can be like, quit letting people fart in your pillows, stuff like that. But lice is like a thing. That's like that you could change. Like, hey, like that makes me question how you keep your house, what your bed look like.
What's going on here?
How often are you,
and
like-
you ain't got kids?
It makes
You got
it.
lice with no kids? Come on.
Yeah, you can't have lice and no kids.
And now your dog's got lice? Who got it first? You giving your dog lice?
You probably
or-
gave it to the dog. You'd have to.
Yeah,
give him.
that's fucking terrible.
So I'd rather it be I'd rather it be pink eye, because then at least then it's like, oh, I got pink eye, and people are like, and they tease you a little bit, but then everybody kind of leaves you alone because nobody wants to be around the pink eye guy because it's contagious. So you can get out of work with it. But like lice, like if it's like I have lice, I can't come into work. They're like, let me see. Like I'm not gonna believe that.
Let me see.
Maybe you never know. Send me a pic.
If someone said they had lice, I believe them real quick. That's a crazy lie. I
Well-
should have been using that lie when I used
Well,
to
that's
get
one of those.
hungover.
That's one of those lies where you go and people always say that you could say like, "Oh man, I just can't stop crapping all day. I'm just shitting myself. I'm shitting all over the place, and I can't stop, so I can't come to work." You could say that, and that's such an embarrassing thing that you can use that once and pretty much get away with it
Right.
at any time. But you can only really use it once, so it's kind of like a supercar.
And
Unless-
no, you use it, and then now you have irritable bowel
You know,
syndrome.
that's where you'd have to lay down the foundation for it to have to reoccur. Of course.
the foundation of shit.
Yeah, but you would have to. Yeah, you'd have to
The
lay.
poop foundation.
You'd have to have a poop foundation, a fecal foundation.
A fecal foundation.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. To allow some
Layer-
diarrhea.
and then layer it.
Well, yeah. Then yeah. I mean, then you got to get the diarrhea drywall up.
Right.
Hang
And
that
then
properly.
Hershey squirts to lock it in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For the caulking.
Yeah.
But no, you could use that once, or you'd have to lay down the groundwork to use it multiple times. That would almost have to become a staple where you'd have to sell that. Like, oh, I can't eat that cake because I got IBS. You'd have to like continue that.
Right.
You otherwise your boss, if they're smart, would be like, hey man, this guy's always calling out for shit
would
in
the
his pants,
benefits would the benefits of not having IBS but saying that you did outweigh the having to say that you had IBS?
Well, way back in the day,
What?
I used to work at this place in Austin, and I had this chef, and he was a chill dude, really nice, liked him, had like Crohn's and irritable bowel or something like that, right? He'd always talk about it, but he was the cook, he was the chef.
Right.
Dude, I would watch this guy eat like a huge, like a big ass bowl, and he'd just put a huge chunk of red velvet cake in there with like 2-3 scoops of ice cream. Just sit there at the bar, slam this whole thing, and then be like, "Ugh, I don't feel good." So, not to be a dick, but for the first like 3 or 4 years, I've heard of IBS or Crohn's disease or celiac or anything that was like, oh, if I eat rice, I'm gonna like die. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Because the guy that I worked with who had that
Just like
was,
one guy abused it.
yeah, one guy just abused the fuck out of himself, and he was in the bathroom a lot. So I was like, what is this guy doing to himself?
Just torturing himself.
Yeah, what do you gain from this? Like, what evil, weird, like pain competition are you in that I don't know about? Are you
That's why I pay dominatrix so I don't end up like that.
Are you like live streaming this for views? I don't understand, but like,
Yeah,
dude,
lock me in again.
worst diet I'd ever seen somebody have for having those issues. But yeah, you don't want lice. Nobody wants lice. No one wants to be around somebody with lice.
Yeah.
I found out when I was a kid.
And also the PTSD of having lice, like that it could come back. Like you never know. Like lice, I don't even think I've never thought about lice. You know why? Because I never had it. But if I had it once, I'd be like, oh, remember that time I had lice, and then now that's anxiety I don't need in my life.
Yeah, lice are pretty nasty. I learned as a child because there's hair types that lice work best in. So lice.
Oh, is this a black thing?
Yeah. So it's really hard for me to get lice in my hair because there's no way for them to like lay down and lay eggs. It's all too crazy and curly. They can't manage.
Get down or lay down. Get
So
down or lay
I
down.
remember, I don't know how true that is, but I remember whenever they were checking for lice, and I was like, oh, fuck. Because I have this crazy fro. I had an all-white fam they don't even know shit. Mom's getting me, like, just for me hair gel and stuff with, like, little black girls on it. It was wild. Like, just cringe 90s shit. And I was like, oh, dude, I have to have lice. Who knows what the fuck's in there? And that I was fine. And the nurse was like, oh, no, it's, like, really, like, it'd be really hard for you to get lice. And then there was some kid who had lice. Shout out, know his name, not gonna call him out.
Okay.
Because you know who you are.
They told me that I had scoliosis. The fuck they talking about? I probably do. I never even got it like actually figured it out. Who knows?
Well, you just had scoliosis from carrying down D's. These
nuts.
Let's go.
No, it's from carrying this podcast on my back.
Oh, hey, that's not very nice.
I know.
Come on, man. That was mean.
Come on, man. It was just right there. The scoliosis.
I bring
right
good
there.
banter.
I know. I'm sorry. All right. Therapy question number 2. Would you rather eat a barbecue tarantula or a handful of earthworms?
Barbecue tarantula. Because people actually eat that. People actually eat, yes.
Do they?
Yes.
Ooh.
And it'd be barbecued. It'd be crispy. Let's look it up. Can you eat tarantula?
Sure you can. Aren't they poisonous? Yeah, what the fuck? It's like eating a blowfish. I guess that's the answer. But, I mean, you could eat worms.
They're eating deep fried tarantula in Cambodia.
This is barbecue, bro.
Deep fried is an excellent snack in Cambodia. Fried tilapia. Their delicacy, rolled in sugar or garlic, are eaten with a handful out of street vendor carts. So if you go to Cambodia, you can...
It's because Kissinger bombed the shit out of Cambodia so bad they had to eat tarantula. That's
cooked over an open flame or deep fried to kill any bacteria or parasites before they are eaten. Yeah, but they're not. Tarantulas aren't like scary venomous. It's not gonna kill you. No, I don't think a tarantula would.
A lot of tarantulas out here, man.
They're fucking nasty though. I don't like spiders, man. I don't fuck with spiders like that.
Yeah.
They're not from here. Anything with a thorax, dude. I'm like, get out of here. What
Fucking
is that?
thorax looking motherfucker.
What the fuck is that? Like anything that ends in an X on an insect, I'm like, get out of here. And then I got an appendix that's supposed to be gone, dog. I ain't supposed to have that hoe. So like, you could take it.
Take that shit,
That and your goddamn xylophone,
bitch. And Twitter.
Hey, it's X now. It's X.
I know. So take it.
Goofy.
Therapy question number 3. Would you rather be kidnapped by aliens or by ninjas?
Am I getting killed? Or
Kidnapped.
just kidnapped?
It's got to be ninjas. because you can't negotiate with aliens.
Well, in aliens, it's like, what's gonna happen when they get a hold of me?
Exactly. You
More
have no idea.
questions. More
Rolling the
questions.
fucking dice.
Yeah, more questions than answers. But it
You
would be
can
cool to
trust.
see space.
At least the ninjas are Japanese. We've negotiated things with them before. Shout out Japan. Listens to the pod.
Yeah, I don't know. But aliens, you get to see the universe. You can go out and go see
How do
outer
you
space.
know?
Go see outer space. They're gonna take you at least on their shit.
Why? What if that's a burden? What if you're too heavy? They can't bring you back. They can't go light speed with your heavy ass in there with your lice hair.
That's not nice.
I'm just saying, what if that's the case?
No, if they're are they not gonna be able to take me back down if they're kidnapping me? Even if they just
Kidnapping
take
you,
me, even if they
they're
just
like
take me in,
hovering,
or yeah,
kidnapping you, holding you hostage for other things.
what other thing?
They're like the Hamas aliens.
That's terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Ninjas ride by a code.
yeah, ninjas would be that would be preferable, but aliens is a wild card. If they took you just out of the
And
atmosphere,
what
and outside
scenario
the
is
planet.
it going to be good? Like 99% bad.
Maybe not. You don't know.
Can't even breathe in outer space, bro. Did
Well,
you forget that part?
you'd be in the spaceship. Obviously, they're kidnapping you. That's why I said, "Am I going to die?"
You're just in a torture rape chamber, like in their UFO, just getting anally probed.
That's terrible. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
suck. But what if that's
Yeah.
not the case? Or if like, hey, here's all the history of
No
the
escape,
universe.
bro.
I'd be like, oh, dope, bro. Thanks, man. I'll take this back. Like those guys on Ancient Aliens are right. I'd be like, oh shit, that's wild.
And then why would they kidnap you in the first
Hey,
place?
you know what? You could choose aliens, and then you could just be on Ancient Aliens. If that's
You
the
just
route.
become an ancient alien theorist.
An ancient astronaut theorist.
Yeah.
And you could just talk, and we're aviators.
Are
all
you
the
a
time.
theorist at that point? Or are you just?
Well,
It
wouldn't be provable. All those guys are like,
It is
oh,
provable for you.
I've been fucked by an alien before. They all say some weird shit.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they all say weird shit.
Either a Catholic priest or an alien is a prerequisite.
It's like there's that show. What is it? The search for Oak Island or whatever, where they're looking for that buried treasure in the money pit. That's like in British Columbia. It's this island where they found. They're like, oh, there's this big.
Yeti.
No, there's supposedly some treasure or some shit there. Essentially, it's this big fucking hole in the ground that's got all these weird booby traps and it like floods with water. It's weird. And they found it. They think that the Knights Templar put it there or Spaniards. And there's like gold. And people have been digging out there for like almost 100 years now. Like I think 15 people have died trying to get to the bottom of what's in this hole. And you would like bridge through so it was like, oh, planks. And then they dig a little bit, and it was like weird rocks. And they dig a little bit more down this trench, and then there was like
Speaking of like
a booby trap door that knocked
Knights
open.
Templar,
Hold on.
the Temple of Doom.
Then got to a certain level, knocked this hole, and there's like a total offshoot channel that runs underground into this tunnel where whatever there's at the bottom of it, it's like booby trapped the fuck out of. Like you can't go down there. But so they try to dig it out, but it's flowing in with like ocean water because they dug trenches underground that flow water from the bay that flooded the hole. So when they were digging through it, they like breached one of the holes and it just flooded the whole fucking thing with ocean water. It's wild. It's actually pretty crazy and interesting. But there's a whole show about a bunch of just like drunk dads whose wives they've left them because they just have gambling problems and they spend all their money looking for gold on this British Columbia island, and I don't know how they wound up on the History Channel, but I guess they bumped into them. They're like, "Hey, do you guys?"
Is it the same guys from Gold Rush?
No, different than Gold Rush.
I feel like a lot of those guys' families have been torn apart by their lust for gold.
Yeah, but these guys are just like out on the middle of an island with like a backhoe, and they're like, "Oh, let's keep digging in this pit that's killed 20 people. I think I can pull them in." And it's been going on for seasons now. That they always like, "Oh, look, we found a button in the mud, and this button is a old 13th century Spanish button." And then it's the same voiceover voice, so it's the Ancient Aliens guy. And then he just starts talking like, "Oh, ancient astronaut theorists believe that maybe underneath here is a secret underground base." And they like merge the shows.
Why really?
No, that just sounds.
Oh.
That'd be wild. A crossover search on Oak Island and Ancient Aliens crossover episode.
No, we don't need that.
That's like a Pawn Stars and a Hardcore Pawn episode.
That's like they're actually the same thing.
Storage Wars and Antique Roadshow. That would be good. That'd be like a fight.
Oh, for
Actually,
sure.
actually, this is worth nothing. You've brought me
75, 75, 75. Good, 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 good. Oh, there we go. We got 80. We got 80. We got 80. Do I have
brought
80?
me
Do I have 80?
a
Do I have 80? I got 82. I got 82.
you've brought me a piece of garbage.
Yep. Oh, 85, 85, 85, 85. 85's going once.
We should go do that. We should go buy storage units.
Let's go buy storage units
Yeah,
and
just buy one just to
film it.
see. Yeah, just go buy one to see.
Film
See
that
what it
shit.
is. Yeah, just film it, put it up. Be like,
Yo,
there
I
you go.
bought this shit.
1-on-1 episode.
Straight cash, homie.
Limited edition
On my
episode.
Randy Moss shit.
Yeah, and it's just like full of like, I don't know, like empty mason jars with lids. You're like, yeah, this is someone's
An
meth
air
kit.
bed.
This is like a meth kit. You're just like, this
Air
is...
mattress.
Hey, meth kit would be worse somewhere. Hey, you know, we
Meth
could
kit. I'd be into that for a little bit. Till it got out of hand.
just sell it in pieces. Anybody need a beaker?
Therapy question number 4. Final therapy question. Would you rather have taste buds on your feet or hear through your nose?
Hear through my nose. Your back hearing behind you would suck. But I'd rather hear through my nose than like be tasting my socks all day. What the fuck? Licking the inside of my shoe all day? Like what?
Now, are you hearing through your nose and your ears? Is it
Either
an
that'd be even
added
better.
ability?
If you could do that, then you'd be like, you know, that's like
Hearing too much.
a dog boy.
Dog boy.
Yeah, because you got superhuman hearing. But you'd use your nose like you're sniffing the air, and people would be like, "What? Sniff out that crime, dog boy." They're over there. Like you could, it'd be, you know, handy.
You just, yeah, maybe. Probably. More handy than taste buds on your feet.
Yeah, you gain nothing from that. You'd have to find now, like for wiki feet, that'd be cool because it'd just be
Dude,
you could do
OF?
like
Your OF shit?
yeah, you could just do like an OF of you just like rubbing delicious food on your feet on a platter with your face out of it. People would watch that shit, dude. There's a whole untapped market, or it's probably tapped. It's just a
Dude, you smelling wines with your feet?
yeah, just dunking them.
Outdoing like
Would you get drunk?
like sommeliers and like on OnlyFans the foot that like the classy it'd be part of our chef category, like our food category that we were talking about, the only
yeah.
Mr. Goody two toes, Chef Goody two toes,
Yeah.
sniffing up wines with your taste bud feet.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude, I think we need to rethink about this.
Yeah.
Hearing through my nose, I don't need that. Shit's too loud anyways.
Well, I just think, we could just start one of us just smashing food with our feet, and people be like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
get that junior bacon cheeseburger. That western son of a bitch. Yeah. Tangy barbecue sauce. That's a whole,
They want the junior because then it makes your feet look bigger.
Yeah, oh yeah, look at that junior out. Oh yeah, with the onion rings. Put one on each toe. Oh, you sick bastard.
Barbecue sauce. Well, that's it for the therapy questions. You probably will need therapy, and we encourage you, if you do, to call your local therapist. Or not local, if you want to do it on Zoom.
This is from the AP. A secret tunnel in a New York City synagogue leads to a brawl between police and worshipers. This shit's blown my mind. It hasn't been reported on too much. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of, clips. I tried to look up and try to find some breakdowns. There's not a lot. But, okay, New York AP. A historic Brooklyn synagogue that serves as a center of an influential Hasidic Jewish movement was trashed this weekend during an unusual community dispute that began with the discovery of a secret underground tunnel and ended in a brawl between worshipers and police. The conflict erupted in the global headquarters of the Chabad Lubavitch movement in Crown Heights, a deeply revered Jewish site that each year receives thousands of visitors, including international students and religious leaders. Its Gothic revival facade immediately recognizable to the adherents of the what? Why does this? Oh, these fucking ads, man. It's adorned with adornments of the Shabbat movement and inspired dozens of replicas across the world. But on Tuesday, the synagogue remained closed off by police barricades as New York City building safety agents inspected whether a tunnel dug without official permission may have caused structural damage to the framed property. Officials and locals said young men in the community recently built the passage to the sanctuary in secret. When the group's leaders tried to seal it off Monday, they staged a protest that turned violent as police moved in to make arrests. So, from what I understand, and there's all sorts of videos, there's a bunch of theories, and we'll read more of this because a lot of the elders and people in the church are saying, hold on, it's believed to have started as the basement of an empty apartment building behind the headquarters, snaking under a series of office and lecture halls before eventually connecting to the synagogue. A spokesperson for Chabad. He characterized its construction as a rogue act of vandalism committed by misguided young men, condemning the extremists who broke through the wall to the synagogue, vandalizing the sanctuary in an effort to preserve their unauthorized access. So what's initially one of the most like thing you've heard right now and what they're saying, and there's tons of wild theories, but one of them is, and the one that sounds the most plausible, is that they started these tunnels whenever there was COVID lockdown and they weren't allowed to go to worship. So they decided they wanted to build a tunnel through this basement so they could still have access and make it inside the building even when they were being denied access to get inside. There's video of these tunnels. They look fucking huge, dude. It's like a whole, I mean, now,
I mean, can I just say, recently, Jews have been really good at finding tunnels. You know what I'm saying?
well, this, not a funny joke. Careful with that, man. I don't want to get struck down. But what I would say, well, I'm just saying, like, this is wild because then the cops show up. They basically, how it all started is there was people who lived in New York who were saying, like, I swear I hear people, like, underneath my apartment, and I don't have a basement.
I thought this was.
There's no basement.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like way more crazy.
Well, hold on. So they're like, I'm hearing people underneath my basement or underneath my apartment, underneath my building, and we don't have a basement. There's nothing underneath us. And I swear I hear, I'm not even, there's like Twitter where people have reposted these things where they're like, I swear I hear Yiddish sometimes underneath my floor in my apartment. And,
Okay.
but these
Trump.
tunnels are pretty expansive. And while they were digging out these tunnels, they pulled mattresses out. There's all sorts of stuff. They don't look like they're necessarily just for worship. It's like, it's huge. It's a big, expansive place, man. And there's videos of people, because the cops are flooding in there. They're going in, trying to pull people out. They made like a dozen arrests, arresting people who were fighting them for finding them, wanting to fill them with concrete. They're like, we're going to fill this shit. And they're like, no, no, no. People popping out of storm drains. I'm not even kidding you. Popping out of storm drains, popping out of, like, you can see where somebody has moved a newspaper bin, it looks like a big newspaper dispenser, and there's a grate there, and you see a dude pop out. Suit, full-blown
Why are they still
suit.
using the tunnel if it's not COVID lockdown anymore?
That's what's weird, is so using them, hiding them, and expanding them. So, and then they've said it's a part of what they're, the leader, or one of, like, where is it? There's a Hasidic Jewish leader who is responsible. I'm just trying to be. Where is it? Rebbe Menachem Mendel Shirinson. He was the long head of the Chabad movement. They said that this is a part of the expansion plan, where he wanted to expand the synagogue into the empty space that is behind the synagogue. But they dug a bunch of tunnels, boarded them up, acted like they weren't there. They said they were built 6 months ago. If they were built 6 months ago or whatever, they're huge, man. If this video that's showing
what do theorists say? Like, what do you think they're using it for?
There's another theory where they're trying to connect it to other buildings. I mean, there's talks of all
For
sorts
what
of
purpose?
things. Um, Theft.
What nefarious things are they doing?
I'm not trying to get into any type of anti-Semitic tropes or anything like
No,
that,
I
because
know
that's really
that.
because they like some of them like they borderline on that. That's what's wild about X is so now the story comes
Yes,
out
of
and
course
it's
they do.
and like this story comes out and yeah, it's wild. Like these guys were digging a fucking tunnel underneath a historic synagogue, underneath other people's buildings and property to expand their synagogue secretly because they weren't being allowed access to do that. So that's crazy. And on its face, even if it's just, or just to be able to access the synagogue and they want to dig a tunnel and do all that, that's wild. That takes time, that takes effort.
Yeah, because I didn't like I just saw this topic and then the guy at the smoke shop told me about it. But don't you think that there is probably like intricate underground tunnels that like the federal government runs like
Well,
throughout
yeah,
the country?
definitely. There's definitely, I
Because
think,
it's like if they could do it in Gaza, I think like it would make sense that we would have that here, like in big cities,
I'm sure there's some big or like
like
underground super highway
tunnel. Yeah,
that like
exactly.
you could drive
Connects
and
the east to the west coast.
yeah, it's like that connects like DC to somewhere else. It's like
Yeah,
emergency, but that totally exists. I mean, you look at places like the Denver airport and all those things. I mean, we have fucking rockets that are taller than we can imagine if we stood next to them, and those are buried underground somewhere, and they shoot out of
right.
a fucking tube that's big enough to not blow up the base as it's shooting out of a rocket. Like that's like shooting a rocket out. So I mean, there's I wouldn't be shocked. But to take it upon yourself, the police department spokesman said officers were called to the building in the afternoon to respond to a disorderly group that was trespassing and damaging a wall. For several hours, the police pleaded with young men to leave the entrance to the tunnel. After they refused, officers covered the area with a white curtain and entered a dusty crevasse with zip ties to detain protesters. So they were zip tying and pulling people out of these tunnels. Other people are popping out of storm drains. That's not an exaggeration. Some of the videos of it and the breakup are crazy. And they're fighting with these cops. And then they're pulling out, like I said, mattresses. There's all sorts of furniture, high chairs, all sorts of weird shit. There's video. I don't know if it's 100% true or not. Allegedly, this is video
Allegedly.
of police working their way through these tunnels through one of the entrances. And we've also seen where the mayor of New York is like, we need to find the main source of where these tunnels are coming from because they seem to expand out outside of the synagogue. Developing story, we'll see, but it's super wild. 2024 is off to the craziest start ever. You've got the fucking
I
stupid
mean, did you
ass
expect anything less?
Stanley Cup riots, people going to for a fucking holiday coffee cup made by people who fucking make construction equipment because Stanley Cup is also, like I'm saying, it's a good lick. But then you have secret New York tunnels. Like, yeah, it's just a wild start to
What
the
are
year.
you talking about? The Stanley Cup.
There was like riots for people wanting like a fucking 40-ounce mug cup. There's some wild shit, man. There's a video of this dude who's waiting in line and jumps the counter of a Starbucks and tries to steal a box, and all these moms are like, "Get him! Stop him!" I'm not even kidding you. And it's like this like
Is this all on X?
team of moms take this dude the fuck down, man.
Is this all on Twitter?
Yeah, some of it's on Twitter.
All right,
It
just
was
asking.
dude tries to steal a box of limited edition Stark, and there's a line of people, so he's like trying to jump the line, steal a box of limited edition Starbucks cups in front of a line of angry moms who were waiting. They were mad that he cut the line in the first place because he cuts the line.
Cold, man. That's cold.
And what's even colder though is they tackle him again. He still gets away with one for his old lady. So
Hell yeah.
Who got the come up? I got
Bonnie
one.
and Clyde with the cup.
Some of those are being posted on eBay for like $8,000. I'm not even kidding you. People are bidding on them.
Did you buy it?
Well, I don't give a fuck about some cup.
Yeah, you do.
No, not a pink Stanley Starbucks. I don't even drink coffee.
Stanley Starbucks.
Telling you, look it up, man. It's pretty wild. Yeah, 9 people between the ages of 19 and 22 were arrested on charges that include criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, obstructing governmental administration. The other 3 received summonses for disorderly conduct. I don't what does it say? The community feels terrible. It's a disgrace. Instead of expanding, they destroyed. So it seems like a lot of the old heads in the movement aren't really down with this tunnel shit, but that's weird. Having tunnels is weird. People talking about how they hear people underneath them is weird. Then to come and find out there's tunnels actually underneath their place, even weirder. I mean, we'll see. It's a developing story, but I'm curious to see what the fuck comes out of it. I highly implore you to watch the videos of like the police raiding it and pulling people out. I mean, it's fucking crazy. The whole thing's pretty crazy.
I mean, that video you sent me of the guy at the Bass Pro Shop, you know, in the last
Told
episode,
you,
dude, I didn't realize he had a vagina.
dude. He had the smallest penis of all time.
Never saw the penis.
And it comes out he's having like maybe having like a mental episode and has some, but
Oh,
either way, and you see what I said about how he falls? He climbs over, dude. He hits hard.
Yeah,
that's what takes him out.
He
He
hits it. It was as bad as I thought. Yeah,
he kind of banks his head, and that's what takes him out.
Slap.
It's not even the cops.
You forgot the part where the cop, black cop, this is a white guy. Cops got him arrested, and then the guy like tries to flounder around, and the cop grabs him by like where he's got him cuffed and drags his naked body like on the concrete through the Bass Pro Shop a while, and the guy's like easily sliding because he's wet, so he's just like slippery sliding this like naked dude while he's cuffed on his belly. It was some hardcore shit. I liked it.
Yeah, and
I got a little excited in my pants.
Sliding on the faux rock of a Bass Pro Shop.
Right. That was the wildest.
Yeah, man, that's like.
Imagine if that was a white cop doing that to a black guy, like people would lose their mind. Look at this shit. But
nah, I mean, man.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have even made it. He wouldn't even made it out of the parking lot. They'd be like, "What are you doing here?"
They would have shot into the aquarium, just like busted the glass, like.
Speaker stores down the street. You
lost. That Radio Shack went out of business 2 years ago.
Yeah, that shit's wild. But yeah, it's like arguably like the smallest penis of all time.
Yeah.
Top 10 smallest penises. Because it doesn't exist. And there's so many angles and videos where his legs are open and he's leaning on the glass. The penis is a legend in this. Yeah, he's leaning on the glass like it's a photo shoot. That's crystal clear. He's close to that glass, baby.
There's no penis.
There's nothing there. The walkout, I mean,
talk about a mental episode. Yeah. I'd have one too if I had a penis like that.
Originally they were like, look away, and then he was like, no, honey, I think you can look. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah. All bush, no cock.
So they said they staged a protest. They're going to seal it off. I mean, what are your thoughts? I think this is crazy. To build your own secret tunnels in Brooklyn, New York.
Dude, if I could, I would. Climb.
No, I'm sorry. They said that some of them said they found out about the tunnels 6 months ago. Not that they were built 6 months ago. They found out about them.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, it's fucking huge down there. And they said they were just expanding so they have more room for everybody. It doesn't seem that way. And they have them like.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg's got tunnels. What's up?
Put up behind this wall. There's like bricks missing. They had like these wood planks up in front of it. Shit's wild. But they had secret tunnels, man, inside this historic synagogue in Brooklyn.
It's just different when the Jews do it. I guess Zuckerberg is a Jew.
Wow, I mean, it's just fucking wild. We'll see what happens.
That's a fucking tunnel. Get on your tunnel game.
Next one from NPR. Judge pushes back against Trump's immunity claim in the election interference case.
Jesus Christ.
Former President Trump made a rare Tuesday appearance in the courtroom in D.C. for a make-or-break moment in his federal election interference case. The arguments that extended for more than an hour. 3 judges for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit pressed Trump's attorney on his sweeping claims of immunity from federal prosecution. This is from his attorney. To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts will open a Pandora's box from which this nation will never recover. And then Judge Florence Pan interrupted and asked, in your view, can the president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Are those official acts? Can a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival and not be charged for a crime?
Yeah, so that's what she asked. Actually, in Jack Smith, like the federal government's rebuttal, like going into this, they posed that question. So they're saying what Trump's lawyers are saying is if it's in an official presidential act, then it cannot be a crime unless the president is impeached and convicted first. And if they're not impeached or convicted, or if they are impeached but not convicted, then they cannot be charged with the crime later on. That is what they're arguing. Now, so what Jack Smith's office did said was, okay, so during the State of the Union, the president could tell his supporters to go kill all of the other parties' members, and it would be during the State of the Union, an official act, and then they kill all the other party members, so then he cannot be impeached, the president, so therefore it's not a crime.
Well,
That's what you're arguing.
yeah. So Sauer said the president would need to be impeached and convicted first.
Right.
Trump was impeached by the House twice, but not convicted by the Senate. I think it's paradoxical to say that his constitutional duty to take care of the laws be faithfully executed allows him to violate federal law.
That's what the judge said. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the judges. Yeah, the other thing that nobody's like, I haven't heard anybody say, but because I was watching this all day, uh, that they're talking about like double jeopardy. So double jeopardy being like you can't be tried for the same crime twice. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying because he was impeached and not convicted, that he can't be tried again because it would be double jeopardy. That's what they were saying. But then now they're arguing that he had to be impeached and convicted in order for him to be charged with the crime. Well, if you've already been impeached and convicted, wouldn't that be double jeopardy to charge you with a crime then in the same context? You know,
Yeah.
double jeopardy is double jeopardy, being tried twice, right? And that's not what it is. The entire impeachment clause was actually set up because in the British Parliament, they had impeachment and they could put you in jail, like and so that what they wanted to set up, the founders, was to explicitly say that senators don't have the right to put you in jail. But all they could do was remove you from office and prevent you from ever running again, and that the criminal law would deal with it if you needed to go to jail or not. But they didn't
Yeah.
want senators putting other senators in jail or
Yeah.
presidents.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of it. So his argument is fucking retarded. Like, sorry for the term, but it's really dumb, and it's insane. And what he's trying to say is like then like Bush could get impeached for Iraq, and Biden can get impeached for the border, and Obama can get impeached for drone strike, or not impeached. They could have got impeached for those things. Uh, but no, he's saying like they could be criminally prosecuted, and it's like, okay, well, we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with you who actually committed a crime, Mr. Trump. So we'll deal with that. So I think I guarantee you, not guarantee you, but this is gonna get they're gonna be like, no, you don't have immunity, and the Supreme Court probably won't even take it up.
You don't think?
No, they'll probably be like, yeah, you don't. Like, that's obvious. But the reason why it's not obvious is because this has never been tested before in the history of the United States. We just all assume it. Like even with Nixon, Gerald Ford gave him a pardon before he ever was actually prosecuted. Everybody just assumed he was going to be prosecuted for his crimes.
Yeah.
So they gave him a preemptive pardon. And but then the argument there is that Nixon accepted the pardon, meaning that he did not believe he was immune from getting prosecuted, so he took the pardon.
Yeah.
But that wasn't actually ever challenged in a court of law. So this is the first time, and people were like, "Oh, it's unprecedented." It's like, well, this is the first time a president is trying to commit an insurrection, overthrow the fucking election.
I would say that we have a tendency in this country to look at war crimes when it comes to like our presidents committing what we would normally be considered war crimes. War crimes, i.e., as like Bush or even Obama with his drone strikes. We view those differently. Hold on. Well,
there's one.
If I'm saying
where
if you want to make a case that both of those guys have committed war crimes
Not a war crime.
or were privy to something that could be considered a war crime, you could make that argument and I would listen to it. That's all I'm saying. They both killed innocent people who died. Not to, like obviously.
Well, we're not a part of the International Criminal Court. Okay, so it doesn't even matter.
So what I'm saying is how our government and how we in America view people in the capacity of doing good for America commit war crimes. We let that shit slide. We've never really had a president commit crimes against our nation in this sense. So that's where, yes, it is unprecedented because it's not unprecedented to let shit slide. Like Dick Cheney was wandering around for forever. There's all sorts of fucking people have done some wild shit. Kissinger has been wandering. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So we view those guys differently.
Yeah.
Foreign policy and like that resulted in the deaths of millions. That's why some
but we have established that the presidents aren't civilly liable for conduct that they do in the office.
Yeah.
So that has been established, but not criminally. Even though we all assume that we don't have a fucking king. You can't just do whatever you want. It's insane to say that. And if that's true, then Biden should be committing all sorts of crimes to make sure that Trump doesn't get back to be the president. Because guess what? If he's immune, who cares?
True. Well, that's why they're like, so you could use like SEAL Team 6 to go kill somebody.
Yeah.
And like all these hyperbole, but that's basically what you're kind of implying.
Yeah, and then you could resign immediately, so then you couldn't get impeached, and therefore it's not a crime, according to their argument. So if that's what they're saying, Biden, you got the orders, dude. Bring in SEAL Team 6, let's go. And then just resign, and you're chilling.
Yeah, I'm going to be king for forever. I'm going to be king of America. It's my act as president. Can't prosecute me. No takebacks.
Yeah.
Last article. This shit was wild. I guess all these guys have been arrested, but in Ecuador, masked men broke onto the set of a public TV channel in Ecuador, waving guns and explosives during a live broadcast on Tuesday. The president issued a decree declaring the country had entered an internal armed conflict. Men armed with pistols. One of them was wearing a Tommy Hilfiger jeans shirt, or as it said, Tommy jeans, and what looked like sticks of dynamite, which was pretty wild. They put one of them in the pocket of one of the hosts. He pulled it out and they put it back. It's pretty crazy. Came in with guns. They started shouting. They had bombs, shooting off guns in the background. No, they don't know if anyone was injured, but they had everybody laid out. I mean, this is crazy. There are some places in Latin America, all over the world, where like this is kind of the norm. They live TV broadcast, like the guys on there talking, basically doing the fucking news, and there's a swarm of dudes. It's not like two guys. It's like there's like 10 or 12.
If you're trying to do a coup, man, you gotta take the media.
No, I mean, not like that. And this dude's just like pleading, like, please, like, don't hurt me, leave me alone. All of these guys have been arrested.
Get down or lay down, baby.
They caught them all. But I think that sometimes we've seen this where these cartel guys will do something and then they end up like giving those guys up, or they like turn them in themselves. I think that happened in Mexico where some gang members or cartel members killed some Americans who were on a visit. There's a woman who went there recently, to get went to see a doctor, and then
they kidnapped the wrong people, and then one of them got murdered, but they returned the other couple when they figured out they were Americans. They're like, fuck.
They returned the other couple and then turned in all of the guys who did it, like just cuffed on the side of the road, like fuck these guys.
They're like, yeah, because that's the agreement we have. It's like, like we're not gonna fuck with you, and as long as all your like killing and all that shit is on your side of the border, and you just bring in the drugs. We'll deal with the drugs when they get here, but we're not gonna fuck with you. And then when you kidnap Americans, it's like they're like, oh fuck, we fucked up. Like here's the idiots who did it. Here's the fucking Americans back. Sorry.
The authorities have not said who is behind the station occupation or a series of other attacks that have shaken the South American country recently, but they follow apparent escapes from prison of two Ecuador's most powerful drug gang leaders. So I guess the two most powerful dudes in the drug game get out of prison, probably bought their way out. There's a couple guys that had masks. There was one guy who wasn't wearing a mask. I'm like, well, everybody knows who the fuck you are, dude. Like, hey, look, George is on the TV. What is he doing? Why does he have dynamite?
Did he
Um,
win? Did they win?
who win?
The guy with the mask off.
No, I mean they all
You
got
got arrested?
yeah, they all got arrested. They all got
Oh.
caught. That's what I'm saying. They all got fucking caught shortly after the government saw the TV station another decree designating 20 drag trafficking gangs operating in the country as terrorist groups and authorizing the military to neutralize these groups within borders of within the bounds of international humanitarian law. It also said the country had entered an internal armed conflict. That's crazy. The
It sounds like South America,
That's like the most like
Central America, whatever you want to call it. It's on the border there.
that's like the most humane way of like go put him down and kill him clean. Like I don't know, like within humanitarian law, if you even have to say that, that's wild. The Ecuador's police chief later announced the authorities arrested all the mass intruders, seized guns and explosives. Said that 13 people were arrested. The attorney general said they will be charged with terrorism. But this is just like a perpetuating cycle. If it's like if people are breaking out and escaping from prisons, these drug leaders, that's all they're gonna do, and then they're pissed that they got put in jail and they were actually held accountable for the fucked up stuff they do. So then they take it out on the government and on the people that are everyday people. It's just like this vicious perpetual cycle, man.
Yeah, like El Salvador, it's like crazy. The prisons there, like, cause it's like everybody's in prison, and like the prisoners run the prison, but they're still in prison. And then it's like it seems like yeah, like Ecuador is getting like on that level, but it's just wild, like that we let like I don't know, want to say like we let, but it's like that America, like that the United States is like foreign policy to like our neighbors to the south has been so fucked up for so long that it's like we have this shit going on, you know, like the most destabilized countries in the world, like you know, like Venezuela and Argentina now, and Ecuador and El Salvador, you know, and it's like how prosperous we are, you know, and then you know even Mexico,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is perpetuated at our own behest. Like a lot of
right?
these governments that have issues
Well,
and
we have like so many sanctions on Venezuela that they, you know, that now we have like millions of Venezuelans coming to America to like, cause they, you know, inflation's out of control there and they can't do anything about it.
well, and then you see the other extreme is like what's and where is it, Argentina, where they have their new guy,
Yeah,
who's like said that everything is done on paper ballots now for voting, paper ballots, hand counted, in person, 1 day voting. The ballot boxes have to be handmade, like all these like yeah, right, handmade ballot boxes. I mean, that sounds
but
kind of
you
sketch.
know what he did though. So BRICS is like the uh, the evil countries answer to like the G7, not the
Yeah.
evil countries, but it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. BRICS, BRICS. And so that's like their challenge, and it's like so they invited other countries to join, and which is gonna be like Iran, and they're trying to lock in like a huge portion of oil assets in the world. So and then they invited Argentina was supposed to join, and so this new our new guy Wolverine, you know, old Argentinian Wolverine.
Yeah.
He
Wolverina.
Yeah. I do anything for Wolverinas.
Here is the bump. Here is the chainsaw of Wolverinas. Los
Uh,
Dios.
anyways, he pulled out on that, so shout out. Before I forget, me and the Iron Ape, like this is like a while ago, a couple months ago, but we were in a Mexican restaurant. We were sitting at the bar. Your boy ain't drinking, but I was eating, and they had like a Day of the Dead like skeleton, you know,
Yeah.
to the left. And we were talking to like this couple at the bar, and there was like this like super Latina bartender, and she was like, you know, wearing scandalous shit, and she's just like, you know, like very Latina, and she goes, uh, she goes, she goes, do you celebrate Day of the Dead? Like to me, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure. She's like, you do? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I've seen Coco, and uh, you know, like the movie Coco,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, which I saw in the theater, and I was like, yeah, I've seen Coco, and she her eyes light up. She goes, what? And then I was like, oh, is she offended by that? But like the couple was like laughing, and then she goes, you sell Coco? And she thought I said I saw coca, and she was like, I was like, she wanted to get some.
She was
And
like,
like,
fuck
I was
yeah.
like, no, I've seen cocoa. And then like, the couple acknowledged that that was a good joke.
Yeah, that says a
Uh,
good joke, but damn, you
yeah,
got her all excited.
way too excited. And I know what that's like. When you think you're about to get coke, you start to feel it before you actually even do it. Your brain starts triggering it.
I mean, and this shit is pretty crazy when it comes to just South America. There's a lot of destabilization that goes on with these governments and gangs and cartels and drugs, and a lot of our American culture fuels that, as well as other cultures all over the world, where we like reap the benefits of it, and we kind of prop it up financially. And it's right in our fucking backyard. It's so much
Right.
closer
Like,
than
look
these
how
other
like
things that go on. That's like I said, if we
like
really
look how like stable like Europe is. It's like we couldn't have like a South American type like Europe like as our partner. Like think about how much like more baller this like hemisphere would be if we were just like South
tropical
America would
Europe,
like because think about the oil that Venezuela and Argentina have, like the fucking the crops, the cattle, the like the people, like it could be like popping. Like they got the fucking Amazon rainforest down there, dude. Like they could like
The
really
Amazon's tight.
yeah, they could flex that so much harder and like have countries just be paying Brazil like just not to fuck with it. And they could just be like one of the richest country by doing nothing. Do that, Brazil.
Just by having,
Just keep
just
the
by be,
fucking Amazon safe.
yeah. I mean,
Here's a couple trillion. Here's that. Like it's cheap. It would be cheap to pay off Brazil.
it's just crazy to think. Like, I think that's an
And it's not just
an
Brazil, it's a lot of
indictment,
countries.
an indictment of. I mean, not just of Ecuador, but when it comes to this cartel violence and their sprawling reach and how emboldened they are, a group of 13 dudes, some in mass, some not, ran into a news station during a live TV broadcast and just held everybody up on TV. That's so fucking crazy to me. That takes balls. Like you're an idiot. Obviously they're super stupid. All got arrested. Walking around with like sticks of dynamite and all this dumb shit, trying to look hard, wearing a Tommy Jean shirt. Get the fuck out of here, kid. But
Too.
like
I mean,
so
he'll figure just he's getting his shit. He's getting paid.
well yeah, I mean that's not
That's
good.
exactly what I would expect them to be wearing.
That's not good branding for them. He's like
And yeah,
shit. No, like it's like scrolling
yeah,
through
man. All
X.
publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, not when you're Tommy
No,
Jeans.
no, because no, whatever. Like when rappers were wearing it, like he went through that phase. He gets it. Gangsters are wearing it. It's still cool.
But it's like, oh hey, we're trending on X. Check this out. Oh, what? Come back! I told you guys. I told you. And then it's some dude with a stick of dynamite holding up a
We're about to
P-
blow up for real.
PBS
Be
broadcast.
on that suicide vest shit.
It's just it's a perfect example of what one of these big issues are that goes on in our backyard, and it's not making it about like some immigration thing. It's like this is also the shit. Now look, people have their own opinions on immigration, whatever. This is the type of shit that those people that immigrate here and come up and walk all the fucking way from Ecuador are getting away from. People having their news broadcasts stuck up in the middle of the fucking day. The government saying, "Hey, military, go put these guys down using within international humanitarian law." If I'm ever about to get into a fight, somebody's like, "I'm about to beat your ass within every inch of international humanitarian law." I'm losing that fight.
Yeah, you're about to get.
I'm about to
up.
get fucked up. And if the fact that they're having to reach those extremes to try to take control back of the areas where they live is fucking crazy. It's wild, and then us as Americans, we besmirch these people. I mean, it drives me nuts. I've met so many beautiful and amazing people from all over the world who've chosen to come to this country, whether it be legally, illegally, it doesn't matter. Like I've met so many great people. Most of the people that I've met that are here illegally or were here legally and then chose to stay, whatever. All they want to do is work their asses off, have an opportunity. They're not like bad people. Obviously, some bad people will come over. You can't just let everybody in, but most of those people go like what I said is whenever coming over here illegally is the most financially viable option for people. That's the that's a broken system. It shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg and a 7-year wait period to try to legally come here. I think that's
Right,
absurd.
right, yeah. But it's also broken on purpose.
No, for sure. It's definitely broken on purpose. I mean, that's what we've said. It's like if you want to.
But it does seem obvious that uh, the people that are breaking it on purpose, there could be a better way, just like more efficient way. You guys get all like the cheap labor that you want. We don't have like people coming out of here out of necessity. We have people coming out of here because we like it's our necessity, not their necessity. You know, that's how it should be. It's like we're bringing in people because we need them for like shit, not like they're coming here because they have to, and then we're trying to figure out where to place them. You know,
Yeah, well, I mean,
but we should stabilize those countries in South America as much as we possibly fucking can. And I know the Biden administration is looking at these sanctions and like easing up on them with Venezuela. Get it done, dude. And with Cuba, like Trump like reversed all the shit that we did with them. I think that's so stupid too. But I mean, if you look at it, like there's people coming in from Senegal, like at the border right now. Like it's not just South America.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people it's cheaper for them to fly over there and then come
Yeah,
up, or a lot of
yeah,
people come through the Canadian border. They walk through the fucking woods through Canada.
yeah.
That's a whole movement where people just
It's
fly
just
up to
yeah, it's
Canada.
immigrants and like escaped Pennsylvania state prisoners.
But I mean, shout out Angela Boo, best
Oh
teacher
my
ever.
god.
No, as someone who is like,
No.
because you're gonna talk shit. She taught me a lot about
What's the name of the show,
She taught me a lot about American history and about this country, and got me super like made me fall in love with American history, 100%.
Hey.
And these values that we're disposing right now, and our view on all of this goes completely against everything that like you learn about when you learn about American history. You can't learn about Ellis Island and even know about the existence of Ellis Island and then sit there and tell me that like, oh, immigration's a problem. Like, nah, man, shut the fuck up. We need to rethink and retool and make it to where people are incentivized to come here legally. If it cost you $50,000 to get a driver's license and you had a 8% chance of getting pulled over in your lifetime, nobody would have a fucking license. Nobody would have a fucking license. It'd be less than 8%. Nobody would have a fucking license if it costs an arm and a leg to go buy one. They'd bootleg them. They'd come up with other shit. They'd come up with any other way to be able to drive and not get and like they'd just buy a fucking car. And they'd be like, fuck it, I just have a car. And if I get caught, I get caught. Because fuck it.
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive for me to go get a license. And I'm not a
Right.
bad driver. I'm just driving to work. But it's the exact same thing.
Incentive, the incentive.
Yeah, there's no incentivization for me to go
Right.
do it the legal way unless I'm like super, like uber rich. And there's a lot of
On
Mexican
a
nationals.
risk-adjusted basis, it would be better just to drive the car and try not to get caught.
And there was a lot of Mexican nationals who come up to Austin like on the weekends, like fly up all the fucking time. I'm not even kidding you. And they would come into our club all the time. Super nice, extremely wealthy, all bottle service, would do their own thing. They were really nice. They were regulars. It was a big group of them. But I mean, these were like kids who want for nothing at all. And those are the kids that can afford to just fly and come up temporarily, apply for a visa, get it expedited, pay the extra fees because the money's not a cost. I mean, the money doesn't mean anything to them. And there's a lot of people in all over the world, especially in South America, where money is extremely valuable for them. And for them to even have the opportunity to try to be here legally, they'd rather risk it, come here illegally, apply for a legal application, try to ride it out and not get in trouble, and then get approved.
It's not even like they would rather. That's their only option.
Yeah, that's their only option. They'd say they'd rather do that than wait.
But they can't even do it. They can't afford to wait.
Them watch the news and have them watch a cartel hijack and take everybody hostage on live television.
They don't have 8 years.
Like, it's
The life expectancy is not 8 years.
because if it was people from Maine moving to Texas because shit like this was happening in Maine, they'd be like, "Oh man, come on in, man." It's like it's frustrating. Everybody deserves the
I
opportunity.
don't know, man. Fuck man.
The American
Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
the American dream's like not dead.
Tucker Carlson lives
But
there,
I
though,
do,
you know.
but I do think that there's people actively trying to destroy and kill the American dream, or what
In Maine.
the sense that maybe in Maine, the sense of what the
That's why
American
they're trying to
dream.
keep Trump off the ballot.
Maybe they're trying to preserve the American dream.
Oh. Let's close them out.
You got anything deep for us today? Any deep poetic
Meditate,
thoughts?
motherfucking bitches.
Okay, well, there you go. Meditate. New year, new week, new you. Live your best lives. Don't put up with shit you don't have to. Stand up.
10 months. I'll be 10 months sober tomorrow.
Let's go. Shout
I'll be
out.
flying.
That's awesome, man. Congrats, dude. I'm proud of you. All right. Well, as always, y'all be good. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe. And as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Peace.
Recording stopped.